Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
About the approach, because River's here early and he has control over the brush that has the good view of them. He's actually going to come up here as well, so we have a bit of a party.
Ooh, Scary Jerry in some danger now, though. He can't get away from this. River applies the combo. Piercing arrow flying through. First blood over to FBI. River continuing the chase now as who he and XU try to get away. Scary Jerry
From the tower. Well, let's take a look at the grubs first before we go over the previous play, as XU wants to use his smite here. Couldn't quite get it down to 600.
It needs a little bit more damage before we can have it, but now Quid's making his way into the fight. Quid is way too far forward. He's going to be killed. Surely, yes. Abadaga grabbing that kill, but it's traded back immediately as Abadaga falls right next to Quid. Both mid laners down.
Is a very healthy Drake. Takes a bit longer to take. They should still be able to secure it after their attempt.
He's a very robust Drake.
The most robust.
Yeah, takes very good care of himself. Always in shape, but unfortunately not strong enough to deal with this guy, so they will lock up that objective for themselves. Since the first set of grubs were split, that is the first neutral objective that is going to count towards feats of strength. Secured there for Disguise. Huhi, Scary Jerry, and XU once again looking for Sniper. Still in Mininar form, but he has a lot of the Narbar charged. XU flies in, but he misses the Sejuani ulti. Beautifully played from Sniper, using the hop to jump over XU as well and make his escape. He makes Disguise look foolish.
Yep, very nicely done from him on that side. And then opposite side of the map, I don't think they're gonna catch it.
Nice job from Ayla, flashing forward to guarantee that he interrupts the recall before Castle can get away. River wanted to make sure that there was no chance Castle was taking a long way home either. Castle trying to get out there with a public execution, but it ain't gonna matter because the feat of warfare is secured with that kill, and FBI got paid.
As well, 100 Thieves winning all sides of the map.
I feel like I'm watching reruns of the same episode, Kobe. Every single time, Disguise putting multiple players down here in the bottom lane, trying to put the pressure on. Annoy these guys a little bit, throwing the flag down, getting some vision with that. Now deciding, okay, we've got control, wave is shoved up, let's go ahead and start up the Drake. Sniper's applying the pressure to Abadaga down in the bottom lane at the same time. And it looks like Disguise, despite the fact that they're wanting to move up, are having a hard time doing so. Quid has stolen away the enemy Sejuani ulti from XU, immediately fires it off, and now they're going to find the engage right back onto the enemy jungler, and XU is already down. Huhi on the front line is about to fall as well, but at least Castle has taken River back the other way. Abadaga into the back line looking for FBI. That'll be a 1-for-1 trade too. There are bodies dropping left, right, and center, but 100 Thieves the winner. Disguised has lost so many men, and 100 Thieves win another team Tier 1 turret. Because their opponents in 100 Thieves have decided to focus on the Rift Herald, it also means that Disguised should be able to take this second Drake as well. But Kobe, it comes at a cost, and that cost is the top lane Tier 2 turret. FBI, Ayla, and Quid working to bash this one down with their 5 Void Grubs, and I don't think Castle can say anything about it.
Yeah. They can say, please stop.
They will say, nope.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is always the idea, right? 100 Thieves, well.
Ooh, nice engaged from River, but there's no follow-up from anybody else. He goes in for the 1v2. Huhi dies to the Dragon Strike at the very end. Scary Jerry barely getting away. Meanwhile, Quid versus Castle in the enemy jungle as the curtain call opened, but it doesn't get a whole lot of anything. Abadaga, what are you doing? He goes on a realm warp straight to hell. There's no way back. XU falls at the same time. Disguised looking so disjointed, and 100 Thieves are eager to punish it. They drop the Herald, they take the Tier 1 mid, and they're gonna slam it straight into the Tier 2.
Yeah, they don't care about dragons because they care about getting rich, Flowers. They got money. They got the Void Grubs and they got the Heralds. Those things turn into gold from turret plates and towers themselves, and we're only 18.5 minutes into down here for 100 Thieves, the giant advantage. And so then they get to do their split push with Silas and Nar being very confident, and Jarvan having a lot of extra pressure on any of those, like pick-off attempts.
Anything to do with River. This Jarvan that we talked about back in Champ Select really paying off for 100 Thieves. 10 out of 10 kill participation, just running the game from start to finish. Max range chains of corruption onto Scary Jerry from FBI. Scary Jerry flashing over the wall. River smites him down like the chicken camp. Now Huhi's gonna die right after. after, and 100 Thieves just added 2 more.
The rarely seen Jin Camp Flowers.
Yeah, I like that.
Ultimate snipe onto Scary Jerry, but then he also sidestepped the Sejuani ult that came out of...
with the false life buff, pedal to the metal.
Also, Quid ticked his Rod of Ages over, so he's level 16 Silas already.
Oh, he going in nice engage into FBI, but where's the follow-up damage? It's only XU into the back line, and Ayla's got all the peel in the world to keep his AD carry alive. He's already down. It's a double kill back over to FBI. They tried, but they died. Disguised is gone. This fight is nothing but disaster. A triple kill over to FBI as Castle still standing, but the only one in Disguised colors to do so, and Sniper secures the ace.
Yep, and all they used, a bunch of Guardian Angels there.
Oh no.
The Otacon, False Lives for 100 Thieves, very success is kind of decent, but like, I mean, there's all these things like Castle's ultimate there, the Ambessa barely does not reach, and it wasn't able to pick off that one, so then eventually at least they end some of those refreshes, but...
The plan now as River and Sniper started out.
Yeah, that Baron looking nice and juicy. They want to take more lives. They want to take more DSG lives. And so they are kind of looking around here for a pick.
Well, Ayla and FBI are just running interference, keeping XU away. The Sejuani Baron steal is kind of like the only last prayer for the dying here for Disguise, but Quid and FBI stepping up. XU wants to go in after the enemy Varus, but he ain't gonna find him. Castle's into the back line, but so much damage already onto Huhi, and Sniper is on a rampage as FBI flashes over the wall to get away from the Ambessa, but a beautiful shot from Scary Jerry shuts him down. Abadaga escapes with the Realm Warp, but Sniper is still waiting. Nice engage coming out from River, locking him up in the Cataclysm, and Abadaga finally gonna fall. Sniper going unstoppable. It's another one dead on Disguise side. It's still, though, one of the better trades they could have asked for. Yes, they still lose 2 in exchange for 1, but FBI had a bounty. Castle trying to take the tier 1 turret now, at least get something back. Quid stealing away the public execution. Nice sidestep there from Castle to make sure that he gets away, but Sniper is here to cut off his escape route, jumps right back over him to guarantee there's no trade kill.
Yep, there's no way he's getting that turret, but they're scrambling. You know, DSG tried.
Hoping that Disguise will get a little bit too anxious, step forward a little bit too far, as Huhi, the one in danger now. River with a smite to slow him down, and now the Nico trying to go in for a flash pop blossom, looks to set it up for FBI to get caught, but it ain't gonna work. River at least getting shut down by Abadaga as Castle goes back over the wall trying to stay alive. He disrupted the backline long enough so that they could at least get the kill on the enemy jungle.
I can't even see it anymore.
Yeah, you're trying to read the bottom line of the chart.
He's on the run.
Huhi. There's no flash to try to get away from this. Quid, though, is going to get stopped, at least for a little bit, by XU. Steals away the Sejuani ulti. Disguise scrambling to protect their support, get him out of danger. Meanwhile, Sniper just going to solo. Go through it.
Exactly. That'll start Baron. Just start up Baron.
Just drive through the thing. That looks like what 100 Thieves is about to try and do here and now. XU wants to get in there and look to contest it, but instead, Quid running interference. He goes into the back, trying to stop the Baron attempt as XU is likely going to get killed here. Nice Mega Gnar into the wall, comes out from Sniper. He's going godlike. The Baron's about to drop as they might get 1 kill back. Sniper trying to get away from it, but he is shut down ultimately by Castle, who will fall to FBI. This should be the end of it as River continues to charge forward towards the Disguise carries, but at least they do enough damage now that he does not get to just run them down. It's 3 dead on Disguised for only the Sniper kill back on 100 Thieves, and now they've got everything they need to keep this push going.
Yep, 100 Thieves break through the roadblock. Now with Baron empowered 4-wheel drive, they're going to destroy your base.
And there it is, Quid knocking down that top lane tier 3. FBI and Ayla will take out mid lane inhibitor at the same time. So 1 dead inhib, 1 exposed inhib, already in the enemy base, looking for the opportunity to make some kind of a dive happen if Disguise try to defend this last remaining tier 3 turret that is already down. Quid with a stolen pop blossom, jumps in, Scary Jerry nearly killed immediately. Huhi with a nice counter blossom, but it ain't gonna matter, they're too far behind. Sniper eating some damage here from the curtain call, but he's not gonna fall just yet. 1 shot left in the chamber as Castle goes into the back line looking for FBI yet again, but they're just so far behind. They don't have the damage. They scramble to try to defend. They're using everything already, and 100 Thieves continues their push with the 2 Ocean Dragons in the pocket to keep them extra healthy. Castle now so low, has to go back to the fountain and heal back up again as 2 Baron empowered cannon minions are about to destroy the first Nexus turret. 1 more volley and it drops. Now the final inhibitor is going to fall up there in the top lane, and 100 Thieves looking for the throat of Disguise. 33 minutes into the game, XU charging forward after Quid, tries to lock him up and burst him down, but it's a level 18 Silas, misses the point blank E, but it doesn't matter. Castle shot straight through the heart, trying to dive in towards FBI. XU falls next. Abadaga's about to drop. 100 Thieves full sending it all the way, and there it is, game over. 100 Thieves win it 28.
Meanwhile, I don't know, I love Bwipo on the Scion. I think that's always, like, I'm surprised we haven't seen it more actually over here.
Time is invested. If you invest this much time, Emily,
you gotta go. Busio immediately dredge lining in onto B-Boy though. FlyQuest, they have to know that Shopify's looking to do something, so they want to force it into a 2v2 instead, but his first blood back over to Contracts. Busio about to drop, but he flashes away. Here comes Bwipo! He arrives with a thunderous bang as he immediately gets one back. Busio knocked up into the air by Contracts, who does manage to at least make it a 2-for-2.
Yeah, it ends up being a 2-for-2 because Bwipo was already headed up to that lane, right? Like, they knew that something was happening, and it also allows Quad to be...
Total gold for Bwipo, 700 more than the second highest player in the game.
and it makes your zombie passive very threatening with the punches, with the on hits. So they are able to take their dragon, and the Palafox play on Bwipo here.
Ooh, nice use of the ulti, buffering through the seismic shove so he doesn't get caught.
Yeah, and then this
earlier deficit up a little.
Yeah, Shopify just trying to full send it down here. They're committing these ults. They're trying to find picks, even if it's not working out. Taking the consolation prize in blue buffs. And now Busio walking straight into the brush as Palafox arrives. Nice dredge line to buffer through the CC and get Busio to safety, escaping the true shot barrage from all the way back over in mid lane, alongside the follow-up damage from everybody else here. If he doesn't hit that, he's got to be dead for sure. Dredge line's back in now as Seos and Contracts are still looking for a little bit more. Quad's got to provide the damage, and Masu is on the way. Contracts has already used his Xin Zhao ulti. He has no way to protect himself. Masu should be able to find this kill pretty easily here. The soldiers dash over the wall, and Seos tries to flash away, but Inspire's ready to clean him up. The feat of warfare's already been claimed. Meanwhile, the top laner 1v1 up in the other side of the map at the same time as Bwipo's going in looking for the kill onto Fudge, who's still kiting it out, still fighting it out, misses the boomerang. Decimate collides. Both of them are low, but nobody's dead up in the top half. It's only
on the very back half of this fight to get in, and as we go back to live, Quad is just taking down that box a little bit.
Shopify used so much time in their side lane plays. We were talking about for the top side when they went for the dive. This one, the like 3 consecutive dives on the bottom side. They spent so much time committing there. Meanwhile, FlyQuest.
Okay, fight breaking out on the bottom side. Seos is already down. Nice use of the bullet time there as Contracts. The ult keeps him alive for only a second longer as Bwipo knocking Fudge up into the air underneath the tier 1 turret. Fudge will take the kill, but he dies in retaliation. FlyQuest claimed 3 across the map. The only one they lose is Bwipo in that one.
Feels like SR are like halfway there, Kobe, and then they can never finish out because FlyQuest are in a better position.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-for-1.
Okay. They both seem to have the same analytical assessment of the situation. 1-for-1.
1-for-1. All right.
All right, sure. I don't think this is going to be 1-for-1. Seos is in some danger here. The Rift Herald has already been secured by Inspired and FlyQuest. Seos still trying to get away. The soldiers miss. They still need a little bit more damage. Surely Bwipo can just walk this in. The Rift Herald is summoned up. Seos trying to exit, but it's not going to happen. They're just deciding who they want to give the money to, and it looks like Inspired will be happy to take the extra paycheck, as now the Herald will collide with the tier 1 turret. That one's down too. Bwipo continuing to walk forward as Palafox does not get rid of him there with a seismic shove. Bwipo needs a little bit more damage as the depth charge finds the enemy mid laner. Decimate doesn't have the range. Contracts now trying to escape, but Quad's got the damage with the soldiers. Bwipo continuing to zone everybody else away, just flashes forward, smacks the enemy mid laner over the head, and Palafox is gone. Bwipo will die here. We call that a good death.
It's a shutdown, right, to B-Boy? Yeah, it is a good death, though, because you see, this is why I love when Bwipo plays these meaty tanks, because he just keeps going, right? Like, he keeps going, so he provides space for his team. Maybe they might not have wanted him to go that far.
It does work, but man, that costs a lot of resources.
The triangle to safety, that's a new one.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of trigonometry as Bwipo now getting jumped on by Seos, and that is exactly where Bwipo is happy to be. look at the damage on that Titanic Hydra. Just smacking this Leona around as Contracts tries to lock up Masu, but the follow-up damage isn't there. Now he surely dies with the fire back from Quad, as Inspired has to flash away so that he's not trading his own life back for it. It's Contracts down. It's Seos barely getting away from Whippo, but he does not have any ultimate. He does not have any flash. He's got 50 HP. There's no way he can participate in a fight, and now FlyQuest. Sometimes the road gets a little bumpy, takes a couple of turns you might not expect, but they still made it to the destination, and now they're on Soul Point on a Hex Tech. He does not stop.
But because they got that kill, wait a second.
Close on the dredge line there, but it misses. Contracts jumps into the front as Whippo slams in on the flank, and Contracts losing HP rapidly. He and Seos try to escape as Busio ready to re-engage with the dredge line to find Palafox. Bullet time flying through as Contracts is shuffled back, and Quad facilitates another one. Double kill over to Inspired, and Whippo is 1v1ing Fudge off on the side. Surely about to die here. One more hit's going to do it. Fudge gets the hyper proc to guarantee, but now Whippo is angry. He'll run forward. No chance of getting any kind of a kill back here. Still, though, that's 3 for 1. Have an individual gold advantage over his counterpart, but man, it is he is up against quite the task of dealing with the rest of the lead that FlyQuest has built for themselves. Still about 2,000 here as Inspired soaking a lot of damage on the front line, and now Whippo has made his entrance yet again. Contracts absorbing plenty of time here with that ultimate, but it's not enough. Busio down to about 10% HP, has to walk away from this one, and again, Fudge doesn't have the opportunity to get involved in the fight before it's already over.
And it teleported, but the teleport arrival, those things take a while. Plus, it's a little late. So the snap play.
What is he doing? Going in after Quad now. This could be huge. Fudge making the play, finding Quad when it seemed like everything was already over. FlyQuest getting caught off guard there. Took armor there, but Shopify not going to get anything super meaningful just yet.
That's kind of what you're looking for, though. These little seismic shoves, little chunks, they go for a wall.
Oh, nice catch there onto Quad, who immediately has to pop the stasis, just trying to stay alive. Throws out the wall and gets nothing from it. Contracts takes the first kill, but now it's traded back as Seos falls. Whippo's still here on the front line. FlyQuest knows that Masu's the only remaining cannon. They have to play around him. Busio's such low HP, he's stuck back underneath the tier 1 turret. The True Shot barrage is massive. Masu tries to flash away, but he's already down. Inspired dies too. Shopify Rebellion come to life, and FlyQuest falls to the floor. A decimate from Whippo doesn't matter because Fudge transforms at just the right time. It'll at least be a 1-for-1 there at the very end thanks to the Titanic Hydra burst. But Shopify win an absolutely necessary fight to even up the game.
It's critical, Flowers, and Contracts pops his ult to deny all the damage from the Misfortune ult, and then they re-engage right after Quad comes out of stasis and uses the Azir ult, so it's a huge trade there. They're happy to give Seos life for that kill. I really want to see and really need to see here, because the Ezreal could be the big difference maker.
Fudge trying to go for the Mega Gnar there, but doesn't find it on Inspired. Now that's a massive error from Palafox. That could be the entire game. Otacon aggroed, still putting some of the debuffs here onto Shopify as they try to run. Masu's over the wall. A big bullet time could really shred here, but it doesn't get a whole lot of value. Whippo and Quad having to back away now as B-Boy continues retaliating, putting bullet after bullet into Busio, who dredge lines forward. Seos misses the Zenith Blade, but B-Boy hits the shot perfectly. Finds one back. Palafox traded for Busio. Whippo continuing to try to retreat. B-Boy's damage absolutely huge here. Whippo with a 2-man decimate as Fudge has to try to hop away from Masu. A little bit more damage. Will kill off the Gnar. Transforms just in time. Fudge takes down Inspired, but Contracts will be traded off now as well. With B-Boy falling, that's the end of the line for Shopify, but at least Fudge is going to get Masu beforehand. There shouldn't be enough damage now for FlyQuest to at least take Baron, but now we got another TP coming back. Palafox is making his way in. Oh no, Palafox, but Quad misses the ulti. It's an absolute party up here in the top side as now Palafox continues having to get away. He's now used both summoner spells, continuing to retreat. A seismic shot of Quad, but an ace for Whippo and FlyQuest.
Once again, I'm so onto Inspired, handing the dredge line onto Contracts, and then Palafox getting absolutely caught out.
And right now, given the state of the last 5 or so minutes of the game.
But I mean, honestly, a little bit on both sides. Some face palms on both sides after this scrap here. In the end, still FlyQuest did increase their gold lead, but these fights,
Okay, catch onto Seos, Inspired guaranteeing they have the Leona locked up, but not enough damage to kill him here. Immediately, Bwipo charging forward, finds Palafox. Seos still alive, but injured. Contracts jumping back towards Masu to try to create a little bit of space, but Quad has already killed Palafox. Contracts dies to Masu. B-Boy, Seos, and Fudge all in full retreat. The Leona has to heal. FlyQuest only losing health on their front line.
I mean, you can't even really go for the Dragon. They're heading there, but the timer is just not in your favor. Because if you get there early and you just go for picks.
Yeah, Masu.
Masu getting caught out by Fudge here, but he's firing right back into the mini-Gnar, and Masu just sits him down. Bwipo charging forward now, finds B-Boy there with the ulti, and Busio's following up. Inspired's waiting over the wall, and I feel like we just saw the end of the game. B-Boy dies, Seos follows. There are 3 dead on Shopify Rebellion for over 30 seconds, and FlyQuest, Baron empowered everybody, barreling down mid lane.
I think you're right, Flowers. I think we just saw the end of the game there, especially with the key difference there is Bwipo was able to immediately get on to B-Boy as quickly as possible to make sure that he can't just kind of dash around and continue to do damage. A little bit dicey, but looking like a FlyQuest win.
Yeah, Contracts will try to buy as much time as he can. Jumps in, drops the ulti, flashes away. FlyQuest knows they don't have to chase this. They're just going to go ahead, keep this push going forward. 2 seconds on Seos. Palafox is alive. Contracts is alive. We're not going to get the end here quite yet. Shopify holds on. They will have another chance, but FlyQuest now on their way out. They will secure the Dragon Soul. They will have about a 7,500 gold lead. This game went from back and forth.
That wave is going to crash into inhibitor turret. They should now be in a really good position on the map. Bwipo and Busio going to check out this Otacon take.
Yeah, Shopify knows that they have to do something. They cannot just let FlyQuest get away with what they got. And there it is. Yeah. Objective bounty claimed. Voracious Otacon for Shopify Rebellion. So they have the false lives. Dredgeline not quite used yet, but the depth charge on Fudge locks him up. He will be the first to lose that false life as Inspired is locking up a couple so Masu can shoot them down. Shopify really glad they got this Otacon and not the other one, because otherwise the game is just over right now. They will respawn quickly enough to have those 3 players back in action and maybe have one more fight here at the Nexus, but the top lane tier 3 turret and top lane inhibitor are already both down. FlyQuest continuing the pressure as the seismic shove misses. Busio trying to go forward. Inspired only locks up Seos. That's not the target that they want, but the super minions are pouring into the base. Now the Nexus turrets, that first one already down to about half HP. Contracts singing the same song. Quad has jumped forward. Fudge goes in for the Mega Gnar, but a nice stasis shuts that down. FlyQuest continue their push. A nice shuffle onto 2. Palafox is getting caught out, and Fudge is down to Inspired. With B-Boy dead in the dirt, that's going to be the end of it. That's all she wrote. FlyQuest, 31-14, remain undefeated.
Feel about Bard as a pick here, potentially against just like Talia and champions that don't have a dodge like that?
I think they decided to go for Bard because Team Liquid has a very schedule on the top side.
Good point there as Umpty will get that grub and now jumps up towards the top side. Lion's in some trouble, taking a lot of burn damage and goes down. First blood to Jan. I think Corjay,
which deals a lot of AD damage, and they have AP top laner and AP mid laner, so I think it's a really good choice in this game.
And it's going to be very hard for something like an Fury alone to really threaten the Rises. Jan taking a big chunk of damage right there. We actually might come back to that flash from Core, and a flash is in time to get the headbutt to push him the other direction. Now we might have a dive. Adilan comes in and we bartled the turret. Jan does not get in there. Adilan trying to get that damage in, but now he's knocked up. Has to try and jump in with the wind becomes lightning. One more auto might just have it. There we go. Lion get one. Can they get another? CoreJJ in full retreat mode. Double kill. Picked up by Adilan, and that is 3 for Lion. Successful dive.
Great punish by Lion, but I'm not sure what changed in tier.
It's strength. We got the first 3 kills from Lion. It'll come down to who gets that first turret to actually earn feats of strength.
And the Rise farming very
yes, you do have to worry about the Rise, but as long as they're forcing plays elsewhere, and it looks like they're going to try to force on that top side. He drops Equalizer bot to clear the wave. Now they're going to try to go up top side and force a play.
And APA's just diving past everybody. Adilan's all alone for right now, but here comes Licorice. Backup has arrived. Jan gets there faster. Now Licorice trying to get the kill onto APA, at least trade his life. Potentially misses the Weirding and the twofold Hex. APA gets out of there.
But look at the Lion position. The moment TL goes for this play, they don't even try to react. They just push mid and bot just to trade 2 towers, and they're just telling to their top jungle, guys, just figure it out. Hopefully you don't die.
Yeah, we're just getting more gold onto Saint, taking that bottom turret. They're pushing in mid as well. I imagine Henna and Lions are going to get this one.
Yeah, they will be able to get the extra tower, but TL at least got first tower, so they do get feats of warfare there because they were able to just kind of fully commit to that. So I think it was a pretty good play from TL overall. You know, Impact obviously.
And theoretically, we still have a minute 20 seconds. There's a chance that Saint's able to get full stacked. Sarah's first. Now they're going in onto Impact. Another sidestep on the Tempered Fate, but it puts him closer to Lion, and they will pounce. Saint picks up his second kill.
And that's a missing flash from that earlier play where he could have actually faded.
Yeah, I think Talia just fits APA's playstyle. I think he likes to push and roam, and Talia is just basically it. So I think that's why he really likes the jump, but just he didn't have many opportunities this game.
Cathian Rain on someone, like Inspired's talking about, you know, is a tremendous amount of burst. But that being said, you're not going to be able to get that W evolve and stuff.
Ooh, Licorice going between worlds to jump away.
Kodja is in a really funny position. He might actually surprise him here.
Yeah, Licorice doesn't check the brush.
So it's definitely.
No, he's not going to check the brush. Start off with the trample. Pulverize, headbutt. Licorice knocked back into everybody. Oh! Tempered Fate onto 3, but Licorice still goes down. That was almost a successful operation from Lion, but Team Liquid get their man.
And that's a really smart play from Kodja. Like, when you don't have options in the game as a support, just go silent and come.
TP flank. They're going to look for him.
Yeah, just ult out? No?
Yeah,
it's not over. Saint now in a 1v2. Trying to roam warp out of there, and there's nothing that can cancel it. It was only APA. Yep. He was not on the screen.
Exactly, just like we're talking about. You know, so not going to be able to really find anything there. Yeah. Top lane tier 1 is getting quite low, though, and Lion are up here.
Oh, he flashes back into the Tempered Fate. Umti's going to try and buy space for his mid laner, and now it's actually Lions who could be in trouble. Umti is free firing, but APA goes down. Umti cannot find the answer kill. Lion get a kill in the jungle.
That's a tough flash. He tried to sidestep it to the right, and then realized, oh crap, I can't do that, and then tried to panic and flash to the left. But if you're on the far right side, you're still flashing into that Tempered Fate. So you got to kind of commit to one side or the other. APA tries to split the difference, ends up getting caught and losing the flash. Dies, they lose the tier 1. Impact will be able to trade.
So he's not like a complete demon yet, but I think if you are Team Liquid, you have to fight now.
Yeah, and we're teleporting Impact in. We throw out the Weaver's Wall. That is the line of scrimmage. Team Liquid now have 5 on the bottom side of the river, but it's all about the dragon. Can Adi get it? Oh, it's Umti that secures the dragon for the team. 2-2 in that count.
Or maybe considering it themselves. We can see Saint moving over towards mid to try to get the push there.
Yeah, Jan has to catch that. So there is a short window where Lion have a numbers advantage, but not if they get bursted down. Adilan taking a lot of damage. As the Tempered Fate once again will land. Umti trying to dash away. Saint roam warps in, and a shutdown for Henna. Lion now with a numbers advantage around the Otacon, but can they get Saint out of there? He was cut off for the rest of the team. Shut down for Jan. Licorice trying to be the hero now as he goes between worlds, looking for the damage on the back line. Can't find it. Lion in retreat. Team Liquid now, the ones looking to hunt. Flash onto APA. He's caught away for the rest of the team. What is going on? It's just mid laners getting caught out left and right.
Both teams just punishing mispositioning there. Saint kind of got caught in between two sides of his...
Just give Saint his gold, man. All right, he got the top wave. I think he's...
Yeah, he has the combined gold now, so he just gets one wave and he will be back to base.
But Licorice does have to go between worlds, jumps through it, but right into the waiting arms of Umti as Team Liquid find a pick in the side lane.
Yeah, good pick from TL. It's also going to be in the mid lane tier 1, and they could even maybe threaten Otacon. We can see that 2 members are already down there.
Umti from the control ward. So no side lane play for Lion, and that is Otacon for Team Liquid.
I mean, it also means probably the free
dragon. It's not soul for Lion. It would only be soul point for them. Right now, instead, Adi looking at APA in that side lane, and this time he does not have the Weaver's Wall. So taken down into that revive from the Otacon.
I mean, if I would be TR, I would just take the Drake. I think it's a safe option and just wait for Kai'Sa to get her IE.
And then Saint is scary, but so is Jan. And Jan was the benefactor of the early kills from Team Liquid. They had a fantastic bot lane start as Adilan jumping onto Umti. They're taking a 1v1, but Saint is much closer than the rest of Team Liquid. And now he gets headbutted away from the Realm Warp. Knocked out, Tempered Fate misses onto all members of Team Liquid. So, couple swings, couple misses from both sides.
I'm a bit confused why Kodja didn't just combo him. He wanted to double him.
With that IE, immediately start up the Baron. Jan's going to be running at them through the mid lane to join up.
They will know, though, because that Pixel Brush had a pink, so they saw Impact walking down towards it. So Lion are immediately heading out towards this, I think.
But Kodja will make sure that Odi can't get into the
he has no flash because he's the top.
They're just going to finish. He's just going to QW the guy.
Adilan's going to have to try and get in there. He gets into the pit, but not in time. Baron secured by Team Liquid. Liquid as Jan now goes on a killing spree. Umpty jumping even further forward and impact over the top with the equalizer. Umpty claims another life. Up at the side though, Jan finds his own solo kill onto Saint. What a play for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Jan able to solo kill the level 16 Rise with Death Cap.
I mean, he's level 17 Kaisa with 4 items as well, so...
Yeah, that isolated Q.
100% crit right now with IE, he is pretty strong.
Yeah, he is really strong. Takes down Saint, and I think that's pretty much all she wrote. They tried to get in for the steal. They lose 3 members. Now your base is going to be getting absolutely destroyed here as TL taking
Does
full
TL
control.
want to push? Do they want to keep going? There's still 20 seconds on Saint, 15 on
They can
Licorice.
definitely play to end, I think.
They might just go for it. They have 2 Baron and Power Cannon minions and all members up there challenging Lion to say, try and stop us. Welcome to the LTA. Welcome to the conversation of top 4. Team Liquid are looking to close this one out, but Lion can still hold 3 seconds on Saint. Diving under the turret. Core JJ's going in there. Now Oopty on top. Licorice goes down. That does it. Team Liquid taking the team fight. Autos onto the Nexus. They will take down Lion and claim the game.
So with hard engage, that is what you are looking to do. Of course, they have a little bit of an ability to side lane there potentially with the Gnar, but generally speaking, you get to level up timers, get some HP back from that, and be able to get enough XP and enough gold to have a decent first base.
But then that brings up the question, is C9 playing too respectfully? Because Dignitas get the grubs, and now the Dragon was never taken by C9 earlier. Maybe Blabber can smite, steal it. No, it's secured as Shaden now jumps back in onto Blabber, locking him down. Chain CC, but over the top goes Vulcan, trying to stop for Sven over the wall to pump out damage. Tomo's doing the same. Loki trying to keep Dignitas stuck in the pit. And at the end of the day, Shaden goes down, but he does secure the Dragon.
Yeah, he's able to get that Dragon. I mean, Loki had such a good angle there, got so much damage out, but because of how low damage they are this early on in the game, they just couldn't really finish a lot of kills off. We can watch this one more time. They try to auto away from Sven getting that passive proc on him. You're almost able to take him down, but can't get it, and we're just scrapping.
Yeah, back to live. We're still fighting.
No ult on Isles.
Isles has no ult, and Sven does! Killer Instinct in behind Tomo to take down the Alistair. Now Tomo could be in some trouble. Has the barrier, has the flash, and has Shaden in his back pocket in the dry brush. So C9 will back away, and they'll take another kill.
Yep, C9 going to be able to punish. So even though they didn't get that kill at the Dragon, that fight means there's someone coming in. Dig going to send all these members down towards bot side. Should be able to grab the first tower.
Okay.
And that is going to be really nice for them, as they are now one objective away from being able to grab feats.
Yeah, exactly. And it was after all of the... oh, actually, we'll get back to that because we have an engage from Blabber deep into enemy territory onto Surdy, but he's got Sven with the Killer Instinct. That last auto, barely not enough as Surdy limps away with a sliver of a health bar.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to give this over, so it is going to be feats grab for Dig, as they already have first tower. That is their third objective. So we're going to be able to get those
a year average versus C9.
Well, we don't know where those wins came from, so I'm going to say Sven.
Okay.
Because those wins could have been like, maybe they got 4 in 1 year.
Ooh, Vulcan actually going for an engage, and the engage from Shaden goes wide. Glacier Burst not going to land teleport from Thanatos and from Loki. Wall up onto all members of Dig as Loki now repositioning front to back. Dignitas trying to hold the line. They already lost their tank, but they lost Thanatos. Dignitas answer back in kind. A 1-for-2 in favor of the team getting engaged on.
I mean, Cloud9's consistent damage is just horrible, it seems like. You don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it was what happened with Tomo, because if Tomo was not locked down and was able to get away, you're only hitting an Alistair, a Sejuani, that's much tougher. But now we have the Herald play. C9 going for a very aggressive force right now. Dignitas can answer. They have Shaden coming up from the top. Vulcan engages in onto Isles. That is Herald secured. Isles might just trade his life for Vulcan, but Vulcan gets out of there. Isles does not. Tomo has no flash available. Locked down by all C9 members as Kaney tries to jump in and tries to snap back. Shut down to Sven. C9 Giga punish Dignitas for approaching that Herald play, and Sven wants even more. Surdy can't even get away. That's a triple to Sven.
That is terrible for Dignitas. They're actually in a pretty good spot after that, and they try to get to the Herald. The Herald's already taken, but then they kind of do this like bad
Looks like we're trying to get a listen in right there. Thanatos trying to find a play again in the side lane versus 30. Just 100-0 burst. No chance to escape.
I mean, now Sven is just so fed. He got a triple kill in that. Blabber is way ahead again. 1.4K lead for him. Over 2,000 now for Sven individually. And you're looking at Mikhail's just getting complete.
The Dragon's already started, so Dignitas are not ready to pounce right now, but they are getting in position. It could just be a Dragon secure, but Dignitas have a window where maybe they can find something, but it doesn't seem like they're going to go for the steal. Doesn't seem like they're going to go for the engage. They're not going for anything. C9 get the Dragon, and they get out.
Yeah, and then if that's nowhere to be seen.
They're now approaching. Kaney's still in that top lane, could TP down. Realm Warp in.
This thing is going to get deleted, though.
Yeah, Surdy does not want to actually take that. I think it was just for the vision to see if anybody jumps away. Now they're teleporting Kaney. True Shot Barrage, big engage from Vulcan, but it's only onto the front line. And again, Shaden's Glacial Prison going wide. Blabber goes deep. Sven picks up the kill. Surdy as well, double to Sven. C9 run another team fight, and they get the Otacon. Dignitas are fully corralled under their turret, trying to get back away. Thanatos ult into the wall, and a fantastic follow-up from Vulcan, but big re-engage. Kaney goes in with Isles. They get one. Kaney has to flash away. Thanatos still chasing. One more damage onto Isles. Another auto could have it. Tomo shuts him down. Can't shut down Loki too. One more Q will get it. He doesn't find it. Loki survives.
That was a really close fight. Cloud9 hard forcing there. Looking like they weren't going to end up getting a lot of kills, but at the end of the day, they do get some kills. They only have a couple of them. And then it was looking from this position like they were pretty split because Sven and Loki weren't with the top half. And you're thinking, well, maybe Dick can get some kills back, but we're back to live. They must be scrapping.
Yeah, it looks like we're setting up for a dive onto Surdy here. Multiple members of Cloud9 are in the area. They have the engage. Surdy has flash. Can he outplay? He's just trying to get some damage down, but Chain CC, no chance. As Sven goes godlike 7-0-3 against the org he played for last year. Dig season is over, baby. Sven has arrived.
Yeah, Sven crushing him. And looking like he's going to maintain that 100% win rate against Dignitas. Never dropped the game against him.
Bottom four, the expectation is for you to deliver. C9 are doing just that.
I mean, especially against, let's be honest, Dignitas and DSG do look a tier below Shopify and Lion. And sometimes stage games can look wildly different, right? Sometimes teams can be getting really over or underrated by either broadcast or pros.
Vulcan. Oh, Vulcan just clearly outplaying Kaney at every turn, trying to get away, has the team behind him, but Blabber goes very deep. Does he get punished? And the rest of C9 do not want to follow up. Sven not willing to take the killer instinct to the 4 members, so all right, small window for Dig right there. Blabber gave them a little option.
Yeah, Blabber gives them a bit of an option. I think he was just really trying to follow up on the play from Vulcan, and now they're going to try to force here, right? I think this is actually a good opportunity. Just flip it at Baron. I don't think you're going to get a better chance in this.
Kill the
so
jungler.
Far behind.
It's
you
not
kill
a
the
flip.
jungler. See if you can make it happen.
There's no flip. There's no smite contest. I don't think anybody from C9 can get
be able to win the fight.
That's a good point.
That is the flip, is that Thanatos is coming, and they could maybe 4v5 you.
Loki's also looking for it. No Between Worlds available, though, so C9, without the proper ultimates, cannot stop the Baron from going down. Dignitas get it. Everyone knocked up. Now Thanatos with the flank. C9 might still think that they have an option. They have a wave pushing top.
That was massive. That canceled the Realm Warp, and now they're getting flanked.
And now Isles does not find the re-engage back in onto Thanatos. Flashes the wall. Sven goes very aggressive with a killer instinct. Flash out of Isles. Shaden taking a lot of damage right here. Loki looking for the flank. Between Worlds is about to come back up. If C9 can get that ultimate available, that's huge. But Vulcan caught unawares. Trying to stop Dig's retreat, gets punished. Dignitas, they get the... And the Dragon is coming up. So C9 can go for their third. Actually, they're not going to contest. So mid-turret will fall. Great use of Dignitas for the last couple seconds of that Baron buff.
But we have seen that their comp, it's all this upfront damage, and then it's really just relying on Sven to be able to finish everyone off. So, you know, if Sven were to get caught out and burst down, that definitely could be a Dignitas win.
Thanatos won't have Rage Bar, though. Ooh, big flank. Thank you, Observers, for highlighting Dignitas. Do not realize that Loki is right there, ready to pounce. Tomo dodging away. Thanatos jumping in onto Tomo as Loki's locked down, shut down, taken out. Tomo will fall to Thanatos. That's big news for C9, and Isles will as well. Sven over the top goes legendary. And C9 don't need their mid laner. They will use their AD carry to great effect and will take down Dignitas at the the dragon fight. Kaney will fall. Sven 10-0-3.
Yeah, Kaney tries to ult away and then TP out, but gets interrupted. But then Thanatos, even in mini, just goes straight in and is able to take down Tomo in the 1v1 through the barrier. The Locket is there to save him, and it just gets a really chaotic fight where Kaney's not involved. He's not actually there fighting with Tomo, and Surdy gets...
Yeah, death cap completed on the Kaisa. Sven kept it cool and collected. Target selection impeccable, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for Dignitas. As Shaden getting picked off is definitely not going to help their chances. Nice follow-up from Blabber, and Shaden is out of there.
Yep, Shaden's going to get taken down as well. The gold leads are massive. It's really just Kaney with any sort of advantage himself. And like I said, he didn't even use the ult in the fight. He tried to use the ult to get away to teleport out. You know, if they had been a bit more organized, I think without, you know, Meganar and stuff, that would have been a potential one fight, you know, if he was back there with Tomo.
Ooh, but Surdy now just in the brush. That was a blind vault breaker from Blabber. Control ward placed, and Surdy punished. Dignitas are going to try and limp back away. Isles has a flash out of the Between Worlds. And Dignitas will try and make their last stand at their base. 15 seconds on Shaden, now 40 seconds on Surdy. You have to imagine C9 can start cracking these structures. Flash and Thanatos to get away, but C9 still in a...
Once he arrives, it is going down incredibly fast. So it will be an uncontestable Baron. There's not even an Ezreal ult up to try to look for some sort of a random Hail Mary steal.
Yeah.
Back to 11,000. It is if it's solo
Killing the enemy.
Probably not if it's LTA.
Also, that is maybe not as fun as a gold graph as I was expecting. That's still like
it's
almost
pretty
all
much
blue.
up and to the right, but definitely, I mean, it just shows how massively ahead they were early on. You know, they were 9,000 gold ahead at like 20-25 minutes. So this definitely has been a pretty one-sided game. Early on, it looked like Dignitas definitely had their options, but their team fights have been really disjointed. They haven't been able to get on the same page for them and really coordinated in that, and Sven has punished them to the maximum, getting further and further and further ahead.
11-0-3 looks to continue his 100% win rate against the Org, as Thanatos with the Gnar ult will punish Kaney, punish Isles, and put Dig 6 feet under. C9. What a start to their week, or their split. Their week 2 looking fantastic in the positioning phase, and they will dive in onto Dignitas, taking the win.
Yeah, gonna be able to take them all.
The team embraces as they feel good about that one. An expected win, if we're being honest.